Hello, friends. I hope you are all fucking fantabulous. First thing I want to say is it feels so good to be podcasting again. And I bought myself a little microphone, which my parents, when they saw it, they were like, that could be used as something else, aka a dildo, because it like the legs fold up and it's looks like a little rocket ship sort of, you know, you could all picture what it looks like. Anyway, it's great. Hopefully it's going to really help with the sound because when I'm recording stuff in the winter, if I'm just using my Apple headphones, you can hear it like rubbing against my turtleneck. And that's not the vibe I'm going for. So welcome to the team, little rocket ship or whatever we're going to call him. Anyway, so this episode, I'm going to go through talking about a whole pile of things, specifically the New York event that I'm running, which I'm so fucking excited for. So if you have literally no interest in improving yourself and expanding into your feminine, beautiful version of yourself and really coming into alignment, then don't listen to this episode. But I doubt that's going to be you because you listen to my podcast. And it was funny. I was actually having a conversation tonight with somebody all about, like, every time I have a conversation with a man, it always comes up about the whole feminist thing and just about the feminine and masculine and how the feminist movement has really fucked us in terms of polarity in our relationships. It hasn't supported men in their growth to masculinity purely because now with like HR and everything in companies, if a man opens a door for a woman, it's like sexual abuse. It's like, no, it's called chivalry. Anyway, there's this whole just... oh my God, there's so much that we can go into it. And I am going to do a whole podcast episode about it. But if you've been to my events before, you would hear that I've said this very openly of the feminist movement has fucked us. And that's not to say that men and women don't deserve equal pay. I just call that fucking being a human. Like, we're both humans, therefore we're both equal. Like that's that. That's called humanism, okay? We're all humans. We get the same rights. But we've kind of come into this problem now where women are so not tapped into their healed feminine. Women are very in their wounded feminine, which means that they cannot accept, a man opening a door for them. They not even receive. They cannot receive a man opening a door for them. They cannot receive a man offering his coat when it's cold outside because they deem it as they're weak. And it's like, that's not what a man is fucking saying. But if you are so wounded in your feminine, that's how these things can often be perceived. And one of the sort of, what can I say? One of the key ways that I really am pinpointing a lot of women that are really not in their true healed, authentic feminine is actually anxiety. And I don't want to get into the whole anxiety debate of like, missing chemicals in the brain. But anxiety's become really a trending thing. And there are some other people that say, and I say it as well, of like, I don't buy into the whole anxiety thing. I don't believe that you just have anxiety. It's called, you go through ups and downs in life. You go through peaks and troughs, but a lot of us just aren't equipped with that. And we immediately demonize emotions, or we demonize feelings instead of alchemizing them. And one of the things that we're going to be doing in the New York event, which I'm so fucking excited about, one of the things is emotional alchemy. And it's basically just, alchemizing your emotions in a really positive way. A lot of us have some serious wounding around our emotions, so we don't really know even like how to quote unquote deal with our emotions, and it's causing more problems than we can even pinpoint. And one of them being women just so wounded in their feminine. And what's actually happening though is that men are then becoming wounded in their masculine because they're getting sort of berated, and women are becoming very dogmatic towards men when they're being, handed a helping hand, where they're being, extended a helping hand, or when a door's being opened for them, they immediately see it as them being weak, and that's not what these men are saying at all, is it? So it's quite interesting, and a lot of us might not even realize we do this, and I pick myself up on it. Occasionally. I'm very good now at receiving a lot of things from men, but it's very ingrained into our society about being a strong woman, like as if we're weak and we're not weak. And I think, and I've picked myself up before even where a guy's offered me his jacket when I'm a little bit cold, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. And I actually stop myself and I go, no, fuck that. Yeah, I'll have your jacket. Thank you. And I've picked this up, I do it in relationships. It comes up because, we are in a society where we're very ingrained to be a strong woman. And I'm obviously having my own business and I travel a lot and I'm very independent. So one of my biggest fears actually with relationships is a fear of lack of freedom. And it's the one thing that always sort of comes up for me is like freedom. And yes, if you know me, I'm Sagittarius. Oh, by the way, a couple of you have said like, I know you don't like air signs, and I just want to I know a lot of you have heard that podcast where I've said I can't be friends with air signs. I want to fully reiterate that because it's not what I meant. Actually, air signs are quite good for fire because they ignite a fire. Water signs tend to burn the fire out, but I don't like labeling things. I really don't like labeling things. But what I was meaning by when I said I can't really deal with, air people is airy people is really, really slow and airy and la, la, la. With my fieriness and I'm very, very fast paced, as you guys would know, a lot of you have to slow down my podcast. It's funny, when on my podcast settings, I'm at 2 times, when in the settings thingy when I'm listening to podcasts, but most of you have to slow it down, which is so funny. Anyway, so please, if you are an air sign, I can work with you. I can be friends with you. Actually, I don't think any of my friends, no, maybe one of them are, I can't remember. Air is actually quite good for me. Cancer, I'm not good in relationships with people that are cancers. But again, I don't like labeling things because there's so much more than just the star sign, because also it's about your whole chart, not just one star sign, because people can be born, as their star sign could be fucking, I don't know, Cancer, but they actually don't have many qualities of a Cancer because their rising moon could be different. Their, their Scorpio could be, their Venus could be in Scorpio, mine is in Scorpio. It's, there's so many different things, so I don't want to put a label on it. So that's my first thing. If you are an air sign, I can still work with you. I want to work with you. Please do not. Yeah, I just want to take back that comment. It's more airy, fairy people that my fieriness gets really agitated in those scenarios. But air signs, air signs are pretty good. Anyway, that was totally off topic. What I was saying was that the whole feminist thing really has sort of also pushed men accidentally into more of this wounded masculine because they don't really know how to be chivalrous anymore. They don't really want to be because they're afraid of being fucking bashed by a woman, verbally or emotionally, because they're offering a helping hand, and then they could be saying to a woman, well, actually, I was talking to this guy and this man was telling me how he offered a coat to a woman, the other week. They were at some business meeting or whatever. It was really cold. And the woman went fucking bananas at him because she was like, are you saying I'm weak, blah, blah. And he was like, whoa, no, it's literally just that you are a woman. You naturally are smaller than me, so you are going to get colder. He didn't mean anything by it, but so many of us just make these ridiculous assumptions, and it comes from a place of wounding and insecurity and triggers, not from a healed place. My friends Dom and Brian, who both are going to be talking at the New York event, which I'm so excited about, they are coming to talk on the second day all about what turns them on, about women that are in their feminine. So an epic topic. I feel like a lot of men talk about what we want from women, but no one talks about how sexy it is women in their feminine. And I feel like that's going to give a lot of you permission to also step more into your feminine, because a lot of us need permission from men, not from a wounded place, but because biologically we want men's approval, because we want them to love and accept us so we can have their babies and all that biology stuff. Anyway, so Dom and Brian, they were on podcast episode 30 with me, but they have an episode called The Man Amongst Men, and one of their episodes was all about, I'll put the link to the episode in my bio, but it was basically all about sort of how to navigate the dating world these days, being a man and wanting to be chivalrous, but then also not wanting to for a woman to turn around and abuse them. So I'm actually going to look up the episode right now. Man Amongst men podcast because I just want to give it to you guys right now. Otherwise I'm going to forget. Because I often say things, I often go, oh yeah, I'm going to put it in the bio or the description, and then I don't. And then you guys send me a message being like, hi, can you please put this in the description? I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. Anyway, so, was it, okay, here it is. It's, I can't compliment a woman anymore. It's episode number, it doesn't have a number. I don't know. August 5th, 2019 was when it was out. I can't compliment a woman anymore. Highly recommend you listen to it. It was a really good episode and very interesting. And interesting the way they talked about it. I felt like they talked about it in a very politically correct way. And I'm not very politically correct. You know me, I don't have a fucking filter to save myself. Often mum and dad are like, I was talking to mum and dad before, and apparently I just found this out before, but I was born like with a little bit less oxygen, or like I had green fluid when I was born. That means that you're deprived of oxygen. Anyway, and mum and dad were like, oh, that explains so much. Yeah, the airhead. We did think you had a little bit of brain damage when you were born. I'm like, okay, thanks guys. Anyway, they mean it in love. It's fine. I don't take it personally. I love that part of myself. I really don't care. That part of myself, I mean the part of myself that doesn't have any grammar to save her life, and also cannot do geography or anything like that to save her life either. If you guys would know that my grammar or my like typos are like it wouldn't be a Monica post without a fucking typo. Somebody commented on one of my slides that I put up on Instagram story about the New York event being like, oh, like typo in this one. I'm like, oh, of course, like it couldn't be a job done by me if there wasn't a fucking typo. And I will say that I read everything of mine and I will still have typos. And I'm talking like the word R, like A-R-E. I'll miss the letter R. And it's like, how can you not pick that up? All there was an A and an E. That's not even a word, but I don't know. I don't pick it up. Anyway, so we are here to talk about the New York event mainly. And I want to kind of just go through this because you guys have some questions, which I obviously am really, really happy to answer and please send me more questions through it. I'm happy to do it at second part to this episode. I just want to talk about this event because this is not a light event. Like I am putting this on not as like a sales thing or anything. This is like an immersion. It's a full on, like you get the results there. You don't need to sign up to one of my things to get results, you know, not like that. Oh, here's step 1, here's step 2, and step 3, you have to join my mastermind. No, I don't operate like that. I'm giving you step 1, 2, 3, all the way up to fucking 100 in the 3 days. I'm taking you guys through a full fucking process. And it's going to be the most transformational work I will have ever put on. Purely because we are in person and it's 33 hours. So yes, you go home, you're not with me 24 hours for the whole 3 days. But you're there with me for 11 hours in 3 days in a row. So you bet your bottom dollar it's going to be a deep, expansive process. It's not for the faint-hearted, and it's not for somebody that wants to just like listen to a seminar or like sit down on their ass all day. It's deep work. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be really deep, and you're going to be shedding a lot of layers, and you are going to find yourself like you never found yourself before. I can't even put into words really, ladies, what is going to be happening at this event. And I got goosebumps every time I just think about it and I visualize it and I just imagine what's happening. Oh my God, my whole body is tingling. I just almost want to cry because I'm just like, this is the work that the world needs. Like women need this work because too many women are walking around with this wounded feminine archetype, or they're walking around so in their fucking masculine, but it's like a wounded masculine anyway. And it's just ruining people's relationships. It's ruining women's lives. It's bringing up the chronic fatigue, the anxiety, the PCOS, the endo. Like it's creating so many physical manifestations, not to mention that people are struggling like no one's business in relationships. Divorce is higher than ever. And I know that there's the argument of, well, divorce is now more acceptable. So that's why the rates have also gone up because it's more like recorded. Whereas in the old fashioned days or olden days or whatever, people would not be happy, but they wouldn't actually get divorced because they couldn't. I get that. And I still really believe that people are just like, too hard, walk away. And I still also really believe that people are not willing to do the work because they're so fucking afraid of what's going to come up, or they're so egotistical and in their head that they think they're fine, don't need the work. If you think that you don't need the work, you are the classic case of the person that needs the work. Because like I continue to work on myself every fucking day. So, you know, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, ladies. We're not here to just work every day in our life and that's it. Like, you have wounds so that you can come back to that healed version of yourself. And if you're not doing that, you're really missing out on an amazing part of your life. So some of the questions I want to ask you to help you kind of determine whether you could be a good fit, I'm going to read out for you now. So, are you looking for the life of your dreams, but you just don't know how to get there? Are you sick of not voicing your opinion, saying yes when you really mean no, and not having healthy boundaries? Do you find that you are constantly attracting bills no matter what you do? Do you struggle to be vulnerable and ask for help because, quote unquote, you're a strong, independent woman? Are you tired of your cycle getting in the way of you being the best version of yourself 99% of the time? Because 1% of the time we're just fucking human. Do you have blocks around money which stops you from investing in the things that you want? And that makes you feel guilty from not investing in them? Do you want to be more connected to your fierce, true feminine? Have you ever had consensual sex where you said yes but kind of wanted to say no? That's really important. Are you sick of being seen as innocent? Was sex not talked about much in your family? Do you live in modern society? Hello, societal fucking conditioning, right? That's why it's like this work is for everyone, because we all live in a fucking society, so we're all effing conditioned. Do you want to be feeling like a fucking queen as you walk down the street? Hint, feeling, not looking, not living, feeling like a queen. Okay, because you want to be, that queen archetype is like the healed witch, the healed mother, the healed lover, the healed warrior woman, right? It's all those combined to become the queen. And if you've got wounds in those archetypes, then you'll struggle to be in that like queenhood. Okay? Do you want to be able to fully surrender in sex so that you can feel your ultimate levels of orgasmic bliss? Do you want to be able to feel pleasure in every fucking part of your body? And not just when you're having an orgasm, but when you're like drinking a glass of water, right? This is about living a pleasurable life. This is about having full fucking feminine soul expansion, okay? And I don't say this lightly. Like, this event is seriously like nothing that you probably will ever experience or that you have ever experienced. I'm kind of bringing together like deep work also with like fun, okay? Also with learning. It's going to be, I think you guys understand how fucking good it's going to be, okay? I just want to really reiterate though that this is not an event. Like, this is like a fucking immersion experience. This is a chance for you to give your next level self 3 whole days to develop so that you can walk out of that Soho loft in New York City as your new self. And I love doing my online client sessions. I love my mastermind. I love the academy. I love Queen Alchemy, and I love my one-on-one clients, and I love all of you, and I love my Instagram. However, doing in-person work is different. Why? Because you don't have the opportunity to go, oh yeah, I'll do that, and then not do it. Like, you are right fucking in front of me. Everyone's fucking doing it. You don't have the opportunity to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, or to do a half-assed job and be like, oh yeah, I did the exercise, and not really do it. This is for that part of you that's like cheeky and doesn't really do the fucking work. Like, says she does, but doesn't really. So just by the pure, and also like, because I can really guide you, the experience will be different, because obviously it's just like the nature of doing something through Zoom. Like, I do a lot of embodiment stuff and a lot of deep healing stuff through my Zoom calls. If you're one of my clients, you know that. We do a lot of deep healing, and you obviously the transformations, you guys have seen them, like they're fucking insane. They're amazing. It's just that the nature of doing something online is going to obviously be different to doing it in person. In person is also going to allow you to really connect with some other women. And you know what stops a lot of us from actually doing this deep work is sisterhood fucking wounding. Seriously. Because so many of us are afraid that if we become a version of ourselves, girls are going to hate us more. Girls are going to talk more about us behind our back. Girls are going to bitch about us, tear us down, call us names more behind our back. So we don't. Our subconscious doesn't want to become a better version of ourselves, does it? Because then it knows it's going to be teared down. So that sisterhood wounding, it actually holds a lot of us back in so many more ways than you can even think of from doing the work, because your subconscious doesn't want to be pulled back and bullied again and bitched about again like it was maybe in high school, right? And a lot of us are actually we hold ourselves back from our confidence because we don't want to become a more confident version of ourselves because of being bullied or teared down or called names, whatever, from the sisterhood wounding, right? So if you're afraid of doing this work because of a sisterhood wound, then all the more reason for you to come, because it is 9:11 p.m. They're my angel numbers. Of course, I'm talking about this event and I look at the clock and it's 9:11. Of course. And of course you're listening to it. And yeah, it's all hunky-dory. Actually, so many of you, which is so beautiful, have put that wallpaper that I showed you guys on my Instagram story, put it as your screensaver on your phone. And so many of you send me screenshots of like you've checked your phone at like 222 or 11:11 or 1:11. And of course, that's the screensaver. And then like even some of you have been listening to my podcast with the screensaver and looked at the clock and it's 11:11 or whatever. And the number 1 is really about like new beginnings. And of course this event is a new beginning for so many of you. It's also going to be wrapping up just before the full moon. The full moon's going to be the next day, like the 11th, which is, of course, I didn't even plan that, but it's like the 8th to the 10th felt really good. And then I looked up the moon calendar. I was like, of course it's the full moon. Of course, the full moon, it's like, we're just releasing so much stuff. And anyway, it's just beautiful. So what was I going to say? And yeah, and so many of you sent me beautiful screenshots, manifesting the trip and whatever. And I'm just like, go fucking girl. And I also want to remind you guys though, that there is a payment plan. Don't forget the Smart Woman tickets. And to me, a smart woman is a woman that knows what she wants straight away, listens to her heart and goes for it. Okay. So those Smart Woman tickets are, like a lower investment than what it will be after the 31st of August. So it's, it's for those women that like are feeling what their heart says and just has that instant manifestation of fuck it, I'm doing it, and just pays for it because she follows her heart, not her head. That's what a smart woman is to me. And a woman that's just like really ahead of the game and in it and is like, you know what, I'm going to fucking make this work. So we're going to buy this ticket because then there is skin in the game to make it work, right? A lot of us don't put ourselves in the game or put skin in the game because we have so much fear of failing, or we've got fear of losing the money or whatever. But because you don't have skin in the game, it stops the universe putting those things in your track straight away. But as soon as you say yes, and as soon as you put skin in the game, the universe will literally shift shit in your favor so that you can get what you want. So the sisterhood wounding does hold a lot of us back as well from doing the work. I don't know where I was going. Anyway, but what I do want to say is, guys, ladies, there actually are some men that listen to this. Have you actually ever given yourself 3 days to work on you? Like 3 whole days where you get to go home and just like have a fucking girl night to yourself at home after the days and just decompress. 3 full fucking days of feminine soul expansion. Have you given yourself that? Probably not. Have you given yourself the opportunity to fly, if you don't live in America already, or if you live in America, fly wherever to New York and give yourself 3 or maybe 5 days, a day before and a day after the event, 5 days to yourself for deep work? Probably not. Why? Because you don't think that you need it. You don't think that you deserve it. You think that it's like that's a waste of money. Oh, are you a waste of money? Because when you say no to yourself, you're saying you're not worth it. You don't value yourself. That that you're not worth spending the money on. That your growth isn't worth spending the money on. That you aren't worth spending the money on. That your future version of yourself isn't worth spending the money on. Is that what you are saying? Does that feel fucking good to hear? Hell no. Hell no. What is it saying about how you value yourself in your future life if you're not willing to put in the hard yards now? Like, you got to remember, ladies, that these wounds, they're in your DNA and they're carried to your children. So when you, like, how empowering is it to know that when you do the work, you break that cycle so that wound does not get passed on to your daughter or to your son? Fucking beautiful, right? I think so. And I also, and I know you do as well, really care about my dream life. I really care about that version of myself where I am just being able to change so many more lives. I really fucking care about that, right? And like, it's scary for me when I like hire new team members or when I spend a bomb on business class flights. Like, even just paying for the event space, ladies, that shit ain't cheap, right? And it's scary, but I know that I can't get to that next level if I keep playing it safe. If I just keep running my programs online, in my cozy home, oh, fun. It is fun. And I want to have a bigger impact than that. So I need to put skin in the game and push myself out of my comfort zone. This New York event isn't fucking in my comfort zone, but would I be bringing magic to you if it was in my comfort zone? Hell no. Would you uncover magic for yourself if it was in your comfort zone? No. And this is also about the energy of money. So I talk about this in my mastermind. If you guys have worked with me before, then you will have heard this before. But it's really important that you understand that when you're paying for something, it's not just about the price. So some of you might go, oh my God, the event's it's so expensive. And I'm not saying, I'm by no means am saying that whether you bought the smart woman or the very important woman, I'm not saying that it's cheap by any means, okay? I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that the more energy, aka money, that you invest in yourself, the more you get out of it, purely by the laws of the universe, right? Also, because you are going to show up as a better fucking version of yourself, and you are going to do the effing work on the days and not put a half-assed effort in. Imagine this. If you paid $100 to come to the event, would you go all out? Probably not. Probably not. But because you paid either $1,000 or $2,000, depending what ticket that you bought, because you paid that much for the event, will you fucking put all your effort in? Hell's yes. Does that mean that you're going to get more out of the event? Fuck yes. So when you are paying for something, it's not just about the actual digits. It's about the energy behind it. It's about the energy exchange, right? Think about it this way. If I was getting paid $200 to talk for 3 days, or let's say $500 a day to talk for 3 days, and for 11 hours a day, deep work for 11 hours a day, would I be able to show up as my best version? No. Would I then go home, have a chef cook me dinner, have a kinesiology appointment, a Reiki session, and a massage, and then have somebody do my makeup, hair the next day so that I can just be in my Zen state so I can show up as my best version for you? No. So this is not just about a numerical figure of like, oh, I want to make this much money. That's not what it's about. It's actually about the energy behind it. So when I was pricing the tickets, actually, if you look at other events, mine's a bit more expensive, but I'm offering very, very different things. I will say, I don't need to prove myself, but anyway, whatever. And I could have gone lower. Like, this is the event. I don't need to make money from the event. I don't need to. I'm fine. Okay. I really don't need to make money from the event. But the event isn't about making money. It's about making sure that everybody that comes shows up fully so they get the results fully, because I only care about the results. I literally just care about you guys getting the results. So when I was pricing the tickets, I could have priced the tickets for $500. I very easily could have, and it wouldn't have put me out. I could have just broken even, and it wouldn't have made a difference to my standard of living or anything. I would have been absolutely fine, okay? However, I did not feel valued at $500. I didn't feel valued. And because of that, I wouldn't have been as excited to show up. I wouldn't have put as much effort in behind the scenes. And I can tell you this, I would not have put as much effort in behind the scenes. I will not show up as well. I would not, for example, book as nice accommodation to make sure that I feel really good. I would not then book a massage every night. I would not book a Reiki session. I would not book an energy clearing session. I would not book a private chef. I wouldn't book a private driver for the whole week to make sure that I don't have to worry. Now, the reason why I do all these things is not because I'm like, ooh la la, I want to I don't know, be greedy. And if this is triggering the fuck out of you, this is great because you've got money work to do, which is awesome. The reason why I'm not doing it is not because I'm like, oh, I want to live like a queen for a week. The reason why I'm doing it is because the more somebody else is in control, the more I surrender and the more magic that I have. When I have to control a situation, I can't surrender. Then I get in my head and I don't produce as good work. So this is why I'm setting myself up for that New York event in a way that is so supportive for me showing up for you guys that your whole body will be blown fucking away and your soul will be exploded into the most expansive version of yourself. The whole way that I've designed this is very intentional with a lot of good energy behind it so that you guys get the good energy. So I want you to think about the energy behind, this is like a total sidetrack, but you can just use this for everything now because I've gone on a tangent. As per usual, I go on fucking tangents. think about the energy behind money and not as a digit. It's really about you showing up as the best version of yourself, because when things are easy to pay for, when things are in your comfort zone to pay for and are comfortable, you get comfortable fucking results, right? But no magic is in your comfort zone. No, the next level version of yourself is not in your fucking comfort zone. Otherwise you'd be her. She is out of your comfort zone, which means that you have to stretch to get her. And one of the ways to stretch is to pay money, because that's energy. Oh God, hiccup. Beautiful. That is fucking energy. Okay. So if you don't care about this stuff, if you don't care about you, if you don't care about having an easier life where you're more in your feminine flow, when I say easy, the reason why it's easy is because when you're in your feminine, you're more in alignment and everything feels fucking easy because you're not in your head thinking about everything. So if you don't care, well, then the event obviously isn't for you. But if you are serious about accessing that next level, feminine, sexy, confident, expansive, radiant version of yourself so that you are in alignment and that you can literally manifest out of thin air, then this event is for you. I continuously just like think of something or say something and then it's like literally manifested. Like it just comes into my 3D reality so fucking quickly and I'm like, whoa, it blows me away. So if you want all of that, ladies, and I used to believe that I couldn't have any of this. If you want all of that, you guys know this event is for you. And you know that I'm not a bullshitter. I would not be sitting here on a Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. bullshitting you out of fun. In fact, I wanted to go watch some Grey's Anatomy. And then I was like, no, I really want to record this podcast because it's really important that I explain this stuff to all you ladies. So I have a lot of intention behind this, and I'm doing this because it's so fucking important for you. And I just want to be able to help as many women as possible. Okay. That's really what it is. So the stuff that we'll be doing at the event, I'm going to give you guys maybe a little bit of a rundown. I'm going to give you a short one and then like a more in-depth one. So some of the things that we're going to be going over, we're going to be going over emotional alchemy, ego dismantling, womb healing, womb clearing, womb activation, feminine restoration, body release work, energetic yoni dearmouring, healing your archetype wounds, unlocking your tantric energy and desires, restoring passion in every area of your life, designing your dream life, unlocking your body and mind for the ultimate manifestations and quantum leaping, learning how to flirt with the universe, releasing your deepest desires and blooming open your heart chakra. Now, into more depth, some of the stuff we're going to be going over in the 3 days. And this is some, okay? It's 33 hours. 33 hours, which equals out to, depending on the ticket that you buy, it equals out to be about $33 an hour. So that's like really fucking good. And when I did that calculation, I was like, well, next event is going to be a lot more expensive. And I will say that, ladies, the next event will be a higher price point. So if you're umming and ahhing, and I am not going to be doing one of these events in Australia, Australia is not my fucking soul home. I will not be doing another one of these events in Australia. So please, if you are feeling the pull, do whatever you need to do to make it happen. And obviously be responsible with your money and respect your money, but don't let money be the reason that holds you back, because what often happens is you don't let yourself believe that you could go expand yourself and then make back triple that amount of money in a very short amount of time. You don't allow yourself to even imagine that. And that is where we need to reignite your imagination, because when we're a kid, we can imagine that. When we are a kid, we are quantum leaping beyond belief. But we pull ourselves back and we get into the whole like adult stuff, and then we can't quantum leap again because we're not allowing ourselves to access our imagination. So some of the things that we're going to be working on: getting rid of the old stories that are holding you back from accessing your dream life, healing wounds that you have about the feminine. A lot of us on a subconscious level believe that the feminine is weak, like I was saying before, and it's airy-fairy and too emotional and not safe and pathetic, a softie that's a bad softie. And obviously these subconscious thoughts aren't going to get you being in your feminine, and you want to be in your feminine, okay? The balance between the feminine and the masculine, especially in the modern world, we're going to do a lot about that. How to ignite the fire in your core whilst being in your feminine, so that fiery feminine. Embodiment work to help you release the pain and trauma that you're holding onto and to step into your aligned and magnetic feminine self. Manifestation practices so that you can learn how to properly manifest and call in all the things that you'd like to have. Creating massive and rapid change in your mindset so that the things that are holding you back will be gone. Working on triggers that are stopping you from speaking up and feeling strong and safe in situations. And I'll also be doing some Reiki on you all and a lot of energetic clearing to help clear any of these these blocks and these triggers. Because I will have my Reiki stuff done by the time I'm there. I'm doing it at the moment. Letting go of any childhood and societal conditionings that you probably aren't even aware of. Journaling to help you get into the darkest and deepest layers of yourself. Visualization practices to help you tap into blocks and clear them for good. Throat chakra work to help you open your voice and feel safe to speak the truth. Womb activation to get rid of any trauma. And trust me, you have trauma that you're not aware of. Trust me, we all have so much trauma that you will probably not even be aware of. Healing the wounds that you have in relation to different archetypes. Oh, side note, if you've done one of my past programs or are a past client, you should still come. You will still get a ton out of this. Where was I going? Healing the wounds that you have in relation to different archetypes. Working on communication, especially with men. Understanding your cycles so that you can biohack your life for the ultimate productivity and power, healing your relationship with money. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about money and understanding the energy around money. We will also reprogram your mind so that you can be attracting in massive abundance as you manifest from your subconscious. We'll also be doing a lot about how money and sex is combined and making sure that your relationship between money and sex is the ultimate combination for the life that you want to be living. We'll also be doing burning ceremonies to help you release what you want to release. We'll be doing a lot of stuff on sisterhood wounding and healing those wounds that we have from the schoolyard bitches. Getting in touch with your cycle and harnessing its power. We will be clearing any shame that you have around your cycle so you can be fully embodied in your feminine essence. We'll be doing a lot of work about self-confidence and loving the shit out of yourself so that you aren't just confident at home, but also in public places and when meeting new people. How to live your life in flow so that you're out of your head and operating from your heart and your womb. If you have fucking perfectionism, come to this event. That is not, if you are a perfectionist or if you are overthinking or if you're in your head or if you have any anxiety, you need to come to this event. You need to do work on your feminine, all right? Quantum leaping work, I'm going to take you guys through lots of quantum leaping processes so that you can condense time and get everything that you want now or as soon as possible. Lots of breath work to help you get into your body and feel into things that are being stored in your body that you aren't even aware of. Lots of sexual energy work to help you open up to the greatest amount of orgasmic bliss possible. Understanding actually what is orgasmic energy and how to have the greatest orgasms of your life. And tantric practices to awaken your sexual energy for the ultimate bliss state and manifestation. Now, I'm going to reiterate, this event is not an event where you need to then take a bajillion courses to clear the shit afterwards. I'm helping you to not only find the blocks, but also get rid of them at the event. Think of it like my mastermind plus Queen Alchemy condensed into 3 days and like so much work. That's basically what it's going to be. Okay. That's what it's going to be. Now, make sure you've gone to my sales page and you can see about halfway down, you can watch the sexy as fuck promo video. My God, it like turns me on when I watch it. I like can't stop watching it. Now, the reason why doing in-person work is really transformational and why I'm making it a 3-day event is because you're so heavily immersed in my magic and in my aura. Now, this is important because when you guys are exposed to my energy and my aura, I've got a very big aura. I was actually with my kinesiologist, Reiki healer, just magic woman, and the other day, and we were doing some just channeling stuff, and she's teaching me how to channel more anyway, and she was testing out my aura and it was like the size of the room. It was fucking huge. Like it was fucking huge and it's awesome. It's awesome. And I want you guys to be able to have that as well because that aura is magnetic and it means that the bigger your aura, the more you can attract to you. So when you are exposed to my aura, you actually get pieces of it as well. Like I'm not giving myself to you and then like taking away from me per se, but it's just more that like you become the people that you're around, right? So you want to be around people that you want to become because naturally you're going to become them, okay? It's just the law of vibration and it's just called, that's what happens, okay? It's just called our brains. And it's called vibration and it's called you just being exposed to that next level version of yourself that you want to be, so you naturally will become her, okay? And also, the 3 days is really good because it means that you won't have the opportunity, your brain does not have the opportunity to fall back into your old patterns because you are so heavily exposed to it for a long amount of time, all right? So it literally is going to be changing you at a cellular level, right? which is what you want. You don't want quick fixes. You want deep cellular changes. So, if you've worked with me before, if you've been to one of my events, you know that I don't let you guys be lazy and be on your phone and like not do anything. Like, you know that I make you guys show the fuck up and do the work. And I support you in stepping up. I don't let you self-sabotage. I'm not one of those coaches where I'm like, you have to hold yourself accountable. Like, yes, you do have to hold yourself accountable. And part of my job is to hold you accountable. And I'm really happy to do that because I'm so aware that we all self-sabotage because we're afraid. Our brain is scared. That's okay. And it can be really, really hard to pull yourself out of the fear. So I am there for the 3 days to make sure, as are all the other women that you're in, is to make sure that you aren't letting yourself self-sabotage, because that's obviously not what you want. You didn't come all the way to New York to self-sabotage, okay? And don't forget that Brian and Dom are going to be coming for 2 hours on day 2 to be talking with us about the feminine and what they love about, what men love about women in the feminine and how much it turns them on. So hold on to your panties with that one, because we'll all be having like fucking orgasms in our seat, just saying. And I'm going to do another podcast episode with them actually when I'm in New York soon. Now, this is for all women. There is no age limit, just FYI. If you are under 18, I just need parental permission in a written letter. But that's it. There's no age limit. It's for everyone. So if you feel like this is for you, then it is for you. It is for the woman that wants something greater for herself, that she doesn't believe. It's actually for the woman that doesn't believe that she deserves to spend money on herself. That's a really key person that this is for. It's for you if you want that dream life, but you kind of don't believe that you can get it, or you don't believe in yourself, or you've tried all the things and nothing's worked. Nothing can quote unquote fix you. Trust me, I can fix you. I just don't even understand myself sometimes. Like, wow. Anyway, if you are constantly overthinking every fucking thing, this is for you. If you're a perfectionist and it's really fucking annoying, this is for you. If your relationship is struggling and you don't know why, this is for you. If you attract men that don't cherish you, this is for you. If you are always trying to control situations, this is for you. If you wear the pants in your relationships, this is for you. If you can only have quick orgasms, like peak orgasms, and generally with a lot of stimulation, then this is for you. If you aren't confident in new situations, this is for you. If you think that you're quote unquote not enough, this is for you. If you have any sort of period issues or fertility issues, this is for you. If you are ready to be open to a new way of healings, this is for you. Oops, shit, microphone went down. Hope you guys can still hear me. It just like fell. I was getting too excited. If you want a fucking deep, immersive experience where you feel safe, ladies, to fully let go and fully surrender, then this is for you. Like, this is for you. Like, you're listening to my podcast. This is for you. All right. After these 3 magical days, ladies, I guarantee you that you will walk away with that, like, just fucked up transformations in the best fucking way. I can guarantee that. I can 100% guarantee that. If you fully come open to healing and you put the effort in, there is no way that you could not get the results. Like, I say this to my mastermind girls, like, if you show up and you do the work, there is literally no way that you can't get results. The only way that you could not get results from working with me is actually if you didn't actually do the fucking work. If you just like sat in the back of the room and like played on your phone and scrolled Instagram the whole 3 days, then, and I obviously would not let you do that, because I would fucking pull you up to the front and make you do all the work. There is no way that you can't get the results. Like, there is literally no way that you're not going to get a return of investment. Okay. And I can confidently say that. Plus, you're going to make so many new friends and you're going to have networking opportunities and you're going to meet all these new soul sisters that are totally down for the woo-woo chats. And trust me, I know a lot of us think we need those in-person friends, and they are really, and obviously in-person is amazing. And I love having friends in person. And don't underestimate the power of having friends live on the other side of the world where you just Skype them all the time or FaceTime them. It's amazing, right? It still gives you that same hit of hormones. So ladies, now is the time for you to invest in yourself so that you can change and up level. Think about it this way. It's November. You are going to finish 2019 with your best foot forward, and you're going to start 2020. What an epic year. You are going to start that year as the most expanded, amazing, feminine, magnetic, beautiful, just like holy shit version of yourself, right? So Please send me any questions that you have. But some of the details is in Soho in New York City. The reason why it's in New York City is because New York is my soul home. I feel so magnetic there. New York's energy is amazing. New York's actually built on quartz. So the energy is really great in New York. And I feel fucking amazing there. And I obviously need to show up as the best version of myself so you guys get the results. So I need to be feeling fucking amazing. It's from Friday the 8th to Sunday the 10th, of November. It's full days, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. On Sunday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Lunch and snacks will be provided by Springbone, which I'm addicted to Springbone. It's like a bone broth cafe in the city. And we will have vegan options and veggie if you are veggie or vegan. So all the food is provided. We're going to have like spiked adaptogenic treats. We're going to have cacao elixirs. You're going to have bone broth on tap. There's going to be tons of food. Do not worry. There will be no shortage of food. One thing I fucking hate when there is not enough food at events and you're hungry. Hate that shit. You guys will be fucking fueled to the max. Do not worry about that. Now some FAQs I want to go over. So if you have work on those dates, ask your work if you could take it off for staff development. I am a registered company in Australia. You can put it under staff training for your business. If you need my ABN or ACN, let me know. It gets sent with your receipt anyway when you book it. But think about how much better it's going to help you show up for your work, how much more productive you're going to be, how much more magnetic, all that stuff. Tell that to your company. Pitch it to your company as you're going to be going and doing self-development work so that you can improve your job, like improve your performance at work. You'd be surprised. Quite a few companies will pay for this shit. I'd pay for my employees to do this. If you don't live in America, of course you can still come. Just organize your flights and everything. Now, the sooner you book your flights, the cheaper they're going to be. The flights are pretty good deals at the moment, and they're just getting more expensive as the days go by. So make sure that you get on that train. If you have any problems, email manager@monarchyyates.com.au. We will help you. Also make sure, ladies, that you join the Facebook group because you guys can like organize to be on the same flight so you can kind of like be together and stuff. But we're going to make it as smooth as fucking possible. So do not worry about that. You guys, when you book your tickets and stuff closer to the date, you're going to get like a full itinerary of like how to get through LA and then get onto your JFK flight because that can be a little bit confusing and overwhelming for some people. When I go there, I'm going to take a picture of all the different like signs and terminals and how to go through the place so that you guys have like full explanation. You'll get like a whole basically like, like, I don't know, like instruction manual of how to like get on a plane. Any dietary requirements, please email them to me. The events are different from the Australian events. There's going to be a lot more work involved in them. Yes, if you've done a past round of the Mastermind Queen Alchemy or the Academy, will you still benefit 100% as I talked about today? The in-person work is different. The smartest and richest people in the world, ladies, never say they already know everything. They never say that. If you say you already know everything, you're in your head and you're being cocky, okay? You're being egotistical. The smartest and richest people will go and listen and do the same things and read the same books over and over again because you pick up new shit every time. Because you only take in what you're ready to take in at that moment. But the next time you listen to the same thing, you're ready to take in new things. So of course you take in new things. If you're coming alone, do not worry. We're there to help you. Make sure you are in the Facebook group. We'll make you feel really comfortable and get you all sorted. If you, once you get your tickets as well, ladies, and join the Facebook group, we will help you with accommodation. We're thinking that you guys could stay in the Sonder apartments, which are down near the financial district. They're really nice apartments. They're a little bit on the friendlier price side, and they're really, really nice. So there's a kitchen and everything, which makes it a little bit easier for like cooking breakfast and whatnot, which is also really great because cafes don't open very early in New York, so you definitely want to get somewhere with a kitchen so that you can cook yourself breakfast before you come, because breakfast isn't included, lunch is included though. So please let me know if you, last question also was how many girls there'll be. There'll be 50 women. No one is getting lost. I will know you all. I will know all your names because I see all of you as you come through on your ticket thingies. Make sure that you send me a DM as well when you book your ticket because then I can also make sure that I can like see a picture of you on your Instagram or send me a picture of you just so that I can get familiar with your face so I do know who everybody is. There is going to be 50 women. It's not too big, not too small. It's going to be fucking amazing. So please make sure that you buy your ticket as soon as you can so you don't miss out, and so that you don't so that you can get the cheaper price option and not the prices will go up at the end of August. Also, like, invite some girlfriends, make it fun. This is going to be an incredible experience for everyone. And so many women need this. Unless you are fully embodied in your feminine, and you know that because you've done the work. And if you haven't done the feminine work, then you're not embodied in your feminine because you're wounded. Like, it's so hard to be a healed feminine woman unless you're like so conscious of it and done the work. So please, please, please put yourself first, ladies. I would not be saying this if I didn't really fucking mean it. Like, I just want to like squeeze you all and just be like, seriously, please do this. Like, it's just so imperative. It's just so fucking important. Like, I can't even explain it. And it's so important, not just for you right now. It's important for your future life and your fucking relationships. Like, it's so important for your fucking relationship. And for your adrenals and for your cortisol and for your physical health, not just your mental health and your emotional health, but for your physical health. Like, I literally cannot reiterate it enough. Like, I just can't. Anyway, okay. Any other questions, ladies, DM me. But that is a really good like explanation of the event. I hope that I answered all of your questions, and I hope that I explained it to you guys. As usual, I would love for you to screenshot my podcast and pop it on your Instagram stories so that your friends can see it. So many of you that do it. You know, girls have then, you know, they've seen your post and they followed me and they've messaged me saying how much my podcast has changed their life, or they've joined my mastermind or something. Like, it's just been really incredible. So if you have posted my podcast on your Instagram story before, I just want to let you know, thank you, because I have had girls say that they saw my podcast on one of their friends' Instagram stories, and then they started listening to my podcast, and then they joined my mastermind, and now I've changed their life. So I just want to say thank you for all of you that post my podcast. And if you haven't, I'd be really grateful if you do. I'd also be really grateful if you guys could leave me a review in the iTunes store. We've got over 100 reviews, which is so exciting, and I'm so grateful for them. And human nature, I would like to have more, purely because the more reviews, obviously, the more women are going to listen to it, because they look at the reviews and they go, clearly this is a good podcast. So I'm just, you know, all these podcasts, obviously, like, I don't get paid to do podcasts. I do them because I want to be able to help as many of you as possible before you even make an investment in yourselves. But if you haven't made an investment in yourself before, New York is the most affordable way to work with me. It's the cheapest way to work with me. And it is a really amazing start. Like, it is not even just a start. It's kind of like a start and an end. It is like the whole package deal. Like, put it this way. Don't think that you have to do the event and then a program. Of course, I'm like, at the event, of course, I'm going to be like, yes, you can join a program for next year, but I don't actually have any programs starting after the event. I think I'll already be in Queen Alchemy by that stage, because Queen Alchemy is going to be October, starting the beginning of October. So I'm already going to be in Queen Alchemy at that stage. There's going to be nothing really launching around then or afterwards. So of course you can join up for join a program for the 2020 program starting in, like, you know, February time. I'm going to be giving myself a bit of time off around December and January, like fully fucking off, because I don't take much time off. So of course you can join a program for next year, but there's not going to be like, you have to join a program. It's like, you are coming here and you are going to be getting your Tiffany box and the fucking bow. All right, I'm going to love you guys and leave you there. I do really love you all. So thank you for listening to my podcast once again. I'll talk to you all soon. And by the time you're listening to this, I probably will either be in Aspen or flying to Aspen for some much needed TLC, some downtime, some mountain time. I'm very, very excited to be going to Aspen because I feel so relaxed in the mountains and I need a little bit of relaxation. So I'm excited. All right. I'll love you and leave you. Bye.